Hi, welcome once again to Wrestling from the Vault. Now I want to continue the timeline, the alternative timeline. It's really interesting how when I'm filming these videos, I in I instantly go back to what I think is the timeline, and then for some reason, just on the fly, I come up with something else that I want to change or I think would be better. Um, but yeah, it's like this is the same timeline that I've been thinking about for ages, and yet whenever I come to film a video, I seem to sort of deviate on the fly. But no, it's good. It's interesting. You know, thinks you think about things differently. I guess when you just verbalize them and talk about them instead of just thinking about them. But yeah, so it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 14. He's just won the title from Shawn Michaels. It's what was expected. It was what was supposed to happen, and off the Attitude Era really begins in full swing from now on. So now you've got the feud with Mr. McMahon, which obviously was brilliant. It made lots of money. Um, so the first few title defenses against Mankind, Dude Love, as it was, were brilliant. You know, the hand chosen puppet for Mr. McMahon, and then they go into that match with Kane. Well, they switched the title for one day, it just made no sense. It made no sense then. Looking back now, it makes zero sense. So just have some screwy DQ finish. It protects Kane. Austin is over like Rover. You know, he's not going to lose anything from a screwy finish. Just have him carry the belt into Summer. You have that big money match with The Undertaker at SummerSlam. And then, you know, Mr. McMahon being the boss, he had to eventually screw Austin at some point. And that's what they do. They take the title off him with the triple threat match. And then Austin, they have him be the referee between Undertaker and Kane to see who the new champion is. And then, you know, he gets his revenge on Mr. McMahon, but then eventually gets fired. It's a great story, but you just don't need that one night championship reign from Kane in the middle. So on from there, you have the tournament, the Deadly Game tournament from Survivor Series, which again was brilliant. It was brilliantly set up. It was brilliantly set up for The Rock to be the new corporate champion. The way that, you know, he was getting traction with the fans, you know, he was getting over, and then, you know, it would have been easy to have Austin, you know, fight through the odds and win the title again, but no, they have The Rock become the heel corporate champion, which is brilliant, and it's the way it should be. So Rock carries the title from Survivor Series, and I like the Mankind win on that Raw in, I think it's like Worcester, Massachusetts or something in early January. It's an amazing moment. The reaction when Austin comes out is thunderous. And some people say, you know, it took away from Mankind's moment, but no way. That was an amazing moment. You know, Mick Foley was never going to be a long-term champion. But, you know, he had that run, and then he could have held on to it after the Royal Rumble, because that finish was so screwy, so silly. The I Quit finish with the recorded voice, it just made no sense. And then they flipped the title back and forth between him and The Rock, but just give Mankind the one title reign. He can carry it through to February, St. Valentine's Day Massacre, have The Rock win it back, because obviously the money match is Rock versus Austin at WrestleMania 15, which is what happened. So Austin wins the title back there, which is great. It's exactly how it should have been. Then going from there, you've got Undertaker getting hot with the whole Ministry of Darkness thing. Now, you know, the corporate ministry it was ridiculous, that storyline. How it turned out that Vince McMahon was what did he call himself? I can't even remember, the higher power. That was it. I think it was the higher power anyway. That was just so silly. Just have Undertaker beat Austin. He was hot as a heel. Austin just wins it back before SummerSlam. You know, give Undertaker a 1 month run as the heel champion, because he deserved it, because he was over as a heel. And then, you know, Austin chasing again. That's no bad thing. Austin wins the title back. So then Austin, I think it's around this time he gets injured. I mean, I know that they have the triple threat match at SummerSlam where he loses it to Mankind for one day, because apparently he didn't want to lose it to Triple H. So then Mankind, you know, lost it to Triple H, which is just silly. looking back. It's just a silly one-day run. Just have Triple H beat Austin somehow. You could do a screwy finish, but then it doesn't matter because Austin's injured anyway. He's going to be out for a while. It doesn't matter. Just have Triple H be the dominant champion going all the way into WrestleMania. Now, I know they do the Big Show switch at Survivor Series, which again is so sad. These little, 2-week, 3-week, 1 month reigns, it's just no good for anyone. Just if you have Triple H carry it from you can do it from SummerSlam when he beats Austin. You can do that. Go from SummerSlam all the way to WrestleMania. And then you have the obvious switch. Sometimes in wrestling, the obvious switch is the best one. So then you go from Triple H, long reign from SummerSlam, The Rock wins at WrestleMania 2000. And then you don't get that crappy McMahon in every corner. That match just is so irritating because there's greatness in that match and it's all between The Rock and Triple H. They've got great chemistry. But it's wasted. It's hidden in this 50-minute atrocity of a match. It's a joke of a WrestleMania main event. And, the heel winning and the McMahon in every corner. It's just so silly. And you can have, instead of doing what they should have done was that Backlash match a month later, they should have done that at WrestleMania. It would have been brilliant. Austin comes back and, helps The Rock win. They both celebrate at the end. Brilliant. Then The Rock, this is The Rock's time. Austin's still out injured for another 6 months or so. Have The Rock carry it all the way through to WrestleMania 17. Kurt Angle's a worthy champion. We'll get to him later on. It was too early for him to win, especially if it was just a 3 or 4 month reign where it didn't mean anything. He was always playing second fiddle to The Rock or Triple H anyway. So just have The Rock have that signature 1 year reign on top as the face of the WWE until we get to WrestleMania X7. I think that's where we'll leave it because it's quite a complicated scenario from WrestleMania X7, but it was the right outcome or the right result, but it could have been a different outcome, could have been a different way of doing it. And, but we'll get to that next time. Okay, thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.